everybody. It's Sarcasm Speaks. It's Jared and Bob here. It's a Sunday, late. Well, not late night, but it's Sunday evening for our time. I think this is going to come out next week. No, this is coming out Thursday. This is Thursday's episode. We're just watching some of the endings of these late games here on Sunday, and we got a lot of questions here. Like Cincinnati doesn't look great, but you made a good point. Like, is it just Dallas's defense that's really good?
I mean, they've been mostly holding teams to field goals. So,
yeah.
I mean, it's 2 games.
Arizona looks very not good. I mean, I know they're missing DeAndre Hopkins, but that shouldn't. Yeah, and Rondale Moore, but like,
I don't know what they. So I don't know what they have defensively or offensive line.
Yeah, I don't either. All I know is I think their defense got worse, right? They lost Chandler Jones. They have JJ Watt, who's like 1,000,000 years old and made out of fucking glass at this point. So Cooper Rush is about to beat the fucking Cincinnati Bengals.
And we'll see. They're on the goal line.
Yeah, oh shit, yeah. Second goal. Here we go.
Yeah, I mean, they could pull this one out. The real game was the Browns game today. That was awesome.
Oh yeah, the Jets Browns.
Yep. Especially because I had the Jets. So this is actually good. So I had them +6.
Mm-hmm.
And I took it this morning when I woke up. So obviously we had your wedding last night.
Right.
I was very hungover this morning.
Yep, which we will obviously get to.
So I saw the bartender was on the Jets, and I'm sorry, the bartender was on the Bengals. So I took the Jets +6, not 6.5, because I wasn't. Fucking hammered last night. Like, I don't know which way the line's really gonna go.
Yeah.
So I just took it, and then the Jets went down 2 touchdowns or something. Then they got 1 back, but I think they went for 2 because they were only down 6. Then they had the onside kick, and they got the onside kick, went down, scored a touchdown. They won by 1. So yeah. I was sitting there with a +6. I go, motherfucker, I'm gonna push this thing.
Yeah.
And then they went down and actually they got the onside kick, which the onside kick was unbelievable too, because the guy was like falling, grabbed the ball, rolled it back like towards the middle of the field. Yeah. Some other guy missed it, and his fucking teammate grabbed it.
Yeah. Yeah. That was nuts.
But
yeah, that was a good game. A lot of points in the Dolphins game too. Holy shit.
Well, I mean, Tyreek Hill had 180 yards and 2 touchdowns, and Waddle had 170 and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. It's wild. 2 are through for like 470 yards and 6 touchdowns.
6 touchdowns.
That's nuts when you have wide receivers like Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. Like, even a shitty quarterback
can look good.
Can look good. Like, imagine if they had a legit quarterback.
Yeah,
or someone at least that just didn't suck, right? Like, Tua is not good. Tua is not a good quarterback. He literally can't throw the ball to the flat. He puts it in the fucking dirt every time. Like, he just misses guys that are wide open. Like, if they had I don't know, I'm trying to even think of like a level of mediocre, you know what I mean? Like a Matt Stafford. Well, I think Derek Carr is actually good.
I think him and Matt Stafford are the same level.
Yeah. I was thinking even like a Carson Wentz. Like, if Carson Wentz was in Miami, I think they'd be a really good football team.
Well, the only thing with Tua, I don't know, is I don't know. Does he protect the ball? Like, I don't really remember him throwing a lot of picks or anything.
Yeah, I don't think he does, actually.
Maybe he protects the ball, because that's Carson Wentz's biggest issue. He always gives it away.
Yeah, well, Matt Stafford too.
Yeah, I mean, that was
Matt Stafford
last year was ridiculous.
Like less talented Brett Favre. He's like never sees a throw that he doesn't love. I can make that throw. I'll chuck it up there.
Yeah, no, he does. And yeah, he threw a lot of picks last year,
Yeah,
like a lot of pick sixes too.
yeah. But yeah, I think Tua doesn't really. I don't think he turns the ball over really. So,
Yeah, so I mean, there is something to be said for that.
well, before we get into yesterday, one more thing to touch on the football world. The curse continues. We've talked about this before. Trey Lance, who is my fantasy quarterback, he was on my roster in both of my fantasy leagues this year. Uh, Absolutely fucking obliterated his ankle today in the game and is going to have surgery, and his season's done in week 2.
Is that announced or is that your thoughts on the matter?
I just got a CBS Sports
Okay.
alert. It says breaking news: 49ers quarterback Trey Lance likely out for the season
Yep.
after suffering ankle
Well,
injury.
go pick up
I've
Garoppolo.
Yeah, I could. I mean, I have Joe Burrow in one of my leagues and Jalen Hurts in my other one. So
Yeah.
my
So I mean, you
my
just
my other league, I'm not even going to replace him.
just
I
I would say,
so
yeah, you just pick up whatever you need for that bye week.
I drafted Jalen Hurts first, obviously, and I had drafted Trey Lance in a later round because he was still available, and my thought was I'll just trade him to someone. Like he'll probably have a couple good weeks, and then I'll just use him as trade bait. But nope,
How'd that work?
nope, didn't work. And then so I in my other league with like the family league, I guess, with like Nick and all the cousins and everyone is I have Joe Burrow as the other quarterback. So like I said, in the Yahoo league, I'm gonna just run with just Jalen Hurts. Like I don't need another quarterback. Like he's really fucking good. But I'm gonna have to figure out because Joe Burrow is not a solid fantasy quarterback. Like he's a good football player, good quarterback. But when it comes to like fantasy, like he doesn't put up numbers. I mean, like
Yeah,
Lamar Jackson, who I happen to be going against this week,
that's good.
uh, put up 53 points. So the guy I'm going against had Lamar Jackson and Jalen Waddle. So I'm gonna
Didn't matter who
lose.
you had on your roster,
No, and you
unless
know
you
what
had Hill and Tua.
the most infuriating part of that is so Lamar Jackson for him put up 53, Jalen Waddle put up 41.1. One other person on his roster has double digit points, and I'm going to lose.
Yep, yep, sure are.
It's like, what are you supposed to do at that point? You can't do anything. It's like, well, fuck me, I guess, right? And he still has Dalvin Cook, and I have AJ Brown.
Oh, going Monday.
Yeah. So
This is why I can't do fantasy. I can't do it.
I mean, I go in every year knowing that it's not going to work out.
I know, but
Best I've ever done, I think, is
so
second. I've come in
frustrating.
second place like 3 times. I've come in third a few times. I've never actually won it. So it's
Yeah,
whatever.
I won once on an auto drafted team.
Yeah.
Just goes to show you my ability to draft.
Right, right. So we had ourselves a day yesterday.
Yep.
Yeah, I got married yesterday officially.
What an
So
idiot.
what an idiot. So the way the day started, I was like, all right, that's fine. Like, so to be totally like upfront and honest, like I wasn't nervous really at all until Derek got there and we started like going over his speech and he was like asking me for shit and he had to like sign the marriage license. And then I was like, all right, now I'm a little fucking nervous. So then we just pour some mimosas and we just start drinking mimosas and we're doing our thing, whatever. Oh, well, first earlier I had to run to Walmart to get some random shit that we needed. And so I went with my mom and I go, as soon as we walk into this place, Derek's going to call me and say that he's here. Well, it wasn't as soon as we walked in, but it was like as we were walking to the register, my phone rings and it's Derek. And he's like, hey, man, am I supposed to be in Seekonk? And I was like, no, I'm not there, but I'm at Walmart. He was like, all right, I just got wicked nervous. Like I thought I went to the wrong place. Like I thought I fucked everything up. was like, nah, you're good. I'll be there in like 5 minutes. I just got to check out at Walmart and then drive over. Um, so we get there, and then him and I go out to get I needed butane because I got you guys that were
Yeah,
in like the whatever it's called. The I don't know. Is it that's not is it the
groom
groom
party,
party?
groomsman,
Groom. Yeah, I know it's usually called the bridal
grooms,
party,
groom,
but I'm not a bride.
groomsman,
Yeah, the groomsman. Yeah. So I got you guys all like a collection of like a whiskey glass, a cigar cutter, a torch lighter, and then like a cool like divot tool thing for golf. Um, and
as I said yesterday, is perfect for bourbon cigar.
it bourbon cigar. Um, so I go and I'm like, well, I can't give these guys like this thing and be like, oh yeah, by the way, fill up with your own fucking butane. So I'm like, I gotta go get butane and go figure this out. So I looked at Walmart, we couldn't find it. I also had to go to Michael's in the morning, couldn't find it. So then me and Derek go out and we just punch in like smoke shop. And there's one allegedly pops up on the GPS that's like zero point 0.7 miles away on Route 1. And I was like, this is perfect. And then like we're driving, and I said to Derek as we're on the way, I'm like, where the fuck is this place? Because like I drive this every single day when I go to work. Like I come up Route 1 because I try and avoid 95. So I take one all the way up and get on 95 in like Walpole. Or I'll go 1A and go 495 and go to Framingham, whatever. It doesn't really matter. But I'm like, I drive this way every single fucking day. And I've never seen a cigar place. I'm like, I just also like haven't really looked for it. So whatever. So we go to where it's supposed to be, and it's now a barber shop.
Do they have
And
butane though?
yeah. And I go, well, this isn't a fucking cigar bar. So Derek punches in his phone, like cigar place, whatever. And another one pops up actually right over by Jamie's warehouse in Plainville, like the North Attleboro Plainville line. So we drive up and over there, and I'm like, oh, okay, I know kind of where I'm going, whatever. And we get there, and it's this like random fucking Indian dude that's like on the phone the entire time. And like I tried to ask him questions, and he's like talking in I don't know what language Indian people speak, but whatever language it is, Punjab, I don't know, to be fair. I'm making shit up here. But he's speaking a foreign language on the phone the entire time that we're there. And I tried to ask him a question, and he looks at me and says something in fucking Punjab on the phone. And I'm like, okay. Like, I don't, all right.
He was
Because I
probably
asked
just
him,
he was probably telling you to go fuck yourself.
probably, well, he was talking to the other person on the phone still. He was just ignoring me. He was looking at me and just ignoring me. So, because I was asking him, like, hey, do you have anything from Foundation Cigars? And he was like saying hubbalub, whatever. And I go, do you have anything from Foundation Cigars? And he stops and looks at me and goes, what kind of cigars? And I'm like, Foundation. And he said like some word that wasn't foundation. Yeah, I forget what it was. And I go, no, yeah, you probably don't have them. And he's like, yeah, I never heard of them. And then he goes back to like talking on the phone. And I'm like, well, you're fucking useless. So I just go, I grab a couple cigars, and I find the fucking can of butane, and we get out and we go, we come back to the house. So then we're getting, we're just hanging out again still. And then I go, fuck, we have to go get ice because we have to fill the coolers and the kiddie pool or Pickett's pool with ice so we can put the drinks in it and do all that shit. So I'm like, we need a fuck ton of ice. So Jones is on his way. So Jones gets dropped off. So I wait for him. And then me, Derek, and Jones hop in my truck, and we go to Walmart. And we're like, well, let's just get ice at Walmart. So we get into Walmart. The ice isn't in the frozen section. We asked someone because sometimes in the frozen aisle they just take a bay window and just stock it with the ice bags. No, it was in the front of the store in like an ice chest. So we go to the front of the store. I see the ice chest and I go, it looks kind of small. And I literally walk right up next to it. and it's completely fucking empty. Walmart ran out of ice. They don't
Well,
have any ice.
well, didn't we have an episode we were talking about the shortage of ice? There was an ice shortage.
Yeah, apparently. And that's what Jones was like, oh, yeah, dude, didn't you know that ice was going extinct?
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, yeah. Or I was like, all right, cool. So like now what the fuck? So I'm like, all right, well, there's a Stop and Shop like a half a mile further down Route 1. So like, let's go here. And as we're walking into the Stop and Shop, I looked at them and I go, if this place also doesn't have ice, I'm gonna like probably lose my shit. And then I'm gonna have to like go back to the house, and each one of us is gonna have to take our cars to various different locations to try and find somewhere with ice. Because I'm not doing this like we plod along to like each individual spot. It's like you go here, I'll go there, you go there. You know what I mean? Like we'll just hit like 5 different spots at once and we'll get some fucking ice. Luckily, we walk in and the Stop and Shop had plenty of ice. They had the 20-pound bags.
You know what?
So
You know
we
where?
get
You know what probably had it too.
the
The
Seasons that's
the
literally
yeah
across
yeah
the
yeah the
street.
gas station next to the hotel.
Yeah, I guarantee they did. So, um, so we get like 120 pounds of ice because they have the big 20-pound bags of it. So like perfect. We throw 6 bags in the shopping cart. We go, we check out, we get it done, and then um Bill calls and he goes, hey, do you still need ice? And we're like, yeah, we just got like 120 pounds. And he goes, oh, okay, so you guys are good. And all of us were like, no, we still need more. Like, we're probably going to need more. So he got like, I don't know how many bags of ice he actually got, but however many he got actually ended up being enough because we had enough ice. Like we had 2 extra bags that we just kind of like put to the side in case we needed to refill. So I don't know how much we might have had, close to 200 pounds of ice that we needed. But so that's the ice debacle, right? We get that out of the way. And
It's good.
then,
It's good that this was morning of too.
yeah, this is morning of. So then we get back and I go, oh shit, I need to call Domino's because I want to pre-order pizzas to get delivered tonight. Cause I figured like, obviously, right, it's a wedding. Like you get there, there's dinner, but like you eat at like 5:36 and then you keep drinking for a while. And then usually like right around 10 o'clock is like the sweet spot where you're like, I'm kind of hungry again. Like I could go for some food. So I wanted to pre-order a bunch of pizzas for 10 o'clock just to get delivered. So instead of just doing that on a whim, I thought I would be a good person and call Domino's. This was at like, I don't know, 11:45, maybe 11:30. And so I called the Domino's. I waited on hold for almost 5 minutes. And then finally the guy picks up the phone and I have it on speaker and Derek and Jones are there with me. And I'm like, yeah, man. So like I got a wedding tonight and I'm going to order like a bunch of pizzas. And I just want to know, like, can we do this now? Or is it okay if I just put the order in later? Like, I don't want to, like, I didn't want to just like drop like, oh, hey, by the way, you need to make 12 pizzas in the next 45 minutes type of thing. And the guy's like, yeah, hold on 1 second. And like he disappears and like comes back and he's like, yeah, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna order it online, and then as soon as you finish ordering, you're gonna call the store immediately and let us know the order you just put in is gonna be scheduled for whatever time. And I go, so you want me to hang up the phone, place an order, and then call you right back? And he's like, yeah. And then he like stops and I didn't say anything. And he goes, wait a second. I might be able to do this for you right now. And I go, yeah, man, that would be really fucking awesome. If that would be a huge help. And so at this point, I know this guy is a fucking moron. So then me being a dickhead, like I just start kind of fucking with him. And he's like, yeah, man, but like I'm gonna be honest with you. Like if you do it online, like there's better coupons online. Like you'll be able to use the
Dude, I don't
coupons
care.
online.
I don't
And
care.
I literally was like, yeah, man, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna buy a fuck ton of pizza. I don't give a shit about any coupons. Like I'm gonna pay whatever it is to do it. And he's like, all right, man, right on. I get it. And I'm like, holy shit. Like here we are. This is what we're doing right now.
Yep.
So then I hear him like grab probably the manager in the background. Like I could hear him like talking to like some woman, and I could hear her being like, yeah, just take the order, put it in the system, and then find a time to like get it delivered, whatever. And then like, so he comes back and he like literally says the exact same thing that she said to him that I heard.
Yep.
But so I go, all right, hold on. Let me just pull up the menu real quick. And he's like, all right, cool. And I go, I'm gonna do what, and then I just started like listing off, like I want to do two of these, two of those, two of these. He's like, all right, so like, do you want those as like mediums, large, extra large? And I go, dude, just like, what's your standard size? And he's like, well, like some of our deals are with like the medium, like the five five
Stop with the
five is with the medium.
deals.
And I go, I'll take
Stop.
larges. I go, just give me all larges.
Yeah.
Just across the board, I want a large. Like, give me two large cheese, two large buffalo chicken, two large chicken bacon ranch, two large meat lovers. And so he's like, all right, cool. So he's going, he goes, two of these. And he goes, all right, that's four. And I say the next one, he goes, that's six. And I just keep going. He's like, that's eight. And I'm like, oh my God. And like Derek and Jones are fucking pissing themselves laughing. Cause again, like the guy's on speaker. So like they can enjoy this with me. So then I give him the all 12 and he's like, all right, so what time do you want this delivered? And I go, I don't know. I was like, does 10 o'clock work? And he's like, And I go, well, is it easier if I just give you a window to say like, you can come anytime between 9:30 and 10? Like, does that work better? And he's like, no, we can't really do that. But how does 9:45 sound?
Sounds like it's between 9:30 and 10.
Derek said it out loud. Like he was like, that sounds like it's between 9:30 and 10.
Wow, what a great, hey man, that's a great idea. That's way better
Yeah.
than the idea I
Hey,
had.
yeah, you know what? You're right, man. Let's book it for 9:45. So that's what I said to him. I go, 9:45, that's perfect, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. So then he goes, so we finally get through that, and he goes, all right, hold on one second. So I'm like, oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Here we go again. So then he comes back and he goes, yeah, so like actually I was able to use a coupon for you and I
My
saved you
God.
$17. And
Oh
I
my
go,
God.
wow, $17. That's like a free pizza. And he goes, yeah, it is. Like you got one for free. And
Oh my God.
I was like, holy fucking shit. Like, dude, you obviously you watch Stranger Things. Like the fucking
Oh,
what's his name? I forget
oh,
his name, but the pizza guy,
yeah,
like with
yeah,
the stoner
yeah.
kid with the long hair. That's who I feel like I was
Ar
really talking to.
Argyle, Argyle,
Argyle. Yeah, yeah, that's
Argyle.
exactly who it is. He was like, yeah, man, I was able to save you $17. Like, cool, man. I just spent $230 on pizza. Thank you for saving me $17. I would much rather have spent 230 instead of 247. Like, yeah, that 247 really would have broken the bank. But I was like, awesome, man. Thanks. Appreciate it. You're the best. And he goes, all right, so like, how do you want to pay for that? And I go, can I just put it on a card? And he goes, yeah, you're going to have to. And Jones is like, at this point, Jones is like, what the fuck? Like, he asked you how you wanted to pay for it. And you said, let's put it on a card. And he goes, you're going to have to. So, like, why did you ask me how I wanted to pay for it? If you're like, well, yeah, it's so many pizzas, like, you're going to have to put it on a card. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Who the fuck am I talking to? Like, all I wanted was to just order 12 pizzas from Domino's to get delivered at 10 o'clock because everyone's going to be really drunk and I want people to have pizza. So we get through, I give him my credit card. He does the whole thing and he's like, all right, thanks, man. Like, we'll see you at 9:45. I'm like, awesome. Have a great day. And the second I hang up, Jones and Derek were both like, what the fuck? And I look at him, I go, yep, this is it. Like you literally can't make this shit up, right? Like it's like if I had just told that story, someone would have been like, you're making that up, or like you're embellishing that. Like that's just not really how it went. And it's like, nope. Nope. I have two people that were standing right next to me. That is 100% exactly how it went. So it's like, all right, cool. We got the pizzas booked. We finally found the ice. We go out. Bill
Oh wait,
and
is there still a wedding?
yeah, there's still a wedding to get to. So we go out in the backyard. Bill and Vinny and Lisa and get there, and Finn, and we start loading up the coolers, and we filled the kiddie pool with ice, and we put the waters in there because we were like, fuck them, they're just waters. And so we get everything all set, and I go, oh fuck, it's like 12:50, and I wanted to leave at 1 o'clock, and I go, I gotta shower because I've been sweating all fucking morning. So I hop in the shower super quick, and I go to get dressed. And then Derek and Bill are also getting dressed. And we're all just like running around up here, changing. Like, should I tuck my shirt in? Like fucking the ringer. When
I
he
never
goes,
seen the show.
when I talk to Karen, should I wear my shirt up or down? Or up or possibly tucked in? Like that's literally, I was like, should I tuck the shirt? And they were like, I don't know, tuck it in first. And they're like, yeah, that looks good. Does it feel comfortable? And I'm like, yeah, it looks fine. They're like, all right, cool. So leave it tucked. I'm like, all right, whatever. So we're like doing whatever. We getting ready. So by the time we actually leave, it's probably like 1:15. And I'm like, that's fine, whatever. Like it still only takes, 15, 20 minutes to get there. So I pop it in my GPS in the truck. And my GPS decides to take me Route 95 south, when after everything I realized I could have just stayed on Route 1. Like I could have just taken Route 1 all the way down into Pawtucket and like gone that way into Seekonk, because when I took 95, I got off the exit in Pawtucket off of Route 1 and to go other back roads that way. So I was like, all right, whatever. But the reason why that's important is because as we were getting onto the entrance ramp onto 95 South, we couldn't. Everything was stopped. There was probably seven or eight cars in front of us on the entrance ramp to 95 South, and no one was moving. And then the highway was completely empty. There were no cars coming down the highway. There was no nothing. So I'm like, there's got to be an accident there or something, like, and whatever. And Derek goes, but if there's an accident up there, like, why wouldn't there be cars here? Like that would mean that the accident is back further. And like, so why isn't anyone getting on the highway? So we're sitting there for like 5, 6, 7 minutes, and I'm getting fucking antsy. And I literally like swing the truck over to like the left side of the entrance ramp, and I'm like trying to look, and I go, I'm really fucking close to off-roading this thing. Like it's a Tacoma. Like I'll just fucking drive it on the dirt and the grass. Like I don't give a shit. Like we got to fucking get to this wedding. So then before I had the opportunity to do that, all of a sudden a bunch of fucking state troopers fly by on the empty highway. And we're like, okay, like maybe we got some kind of movement for whatever. Maybe the accident's clear, whatever they're doing, whatever. So a couple stadies again fly by. Then there's like 3 or 4 massive coach buses that drive by. Do you want to know what the coach buses were on the side? Well, like who they belong to?
I mean, I figure it's Brown football.
Providence College.
Do they play football?
PC. I don't know. They had 3 or 4 coach buses that all said Providence College. So I'm like, did they really just shut down the fucking highway for Providence College football? Like, is that a real, like, what the fuck? Or whatever it was, they were Providence College coach buses, and they shut down the highway. So I don't know what the fuck it was, but I'm like sitting there being like, whatever. So I'm fucking ready to freak out. I'm obviously nervous, right, at this point. And I'm like, I'm going to be fucking late. We're going to be late. And then we get on 95, and then it takes me off 95 in Pawtucket off of Route 1, and I go, are you fucking kidding me? I could have just went Route 1 the entire way. So now I'm pissed. There's traffic. There's people driving like assholes, and I'm like, holy fucking shit. We finally get there, and I'm like, all right, I'm good. I'm here now. And I got there. We got there. It was probably like 150,
Yep.
like 145, 150.
Yep.
So we still had plenty of time. It wasn't supposed to start until 2, but like I wanted to get there at like 1:15. So that was a whole thing. And then everything else from there was fine. The ceremony was great. I think everything went smoothly. We were surprised how good Pickett was. She wasn't like running around foaming at the mouth. She actually did really fucking awesome. And yeah, everything, like I said, I think everything went great. We went back to the house, had the party, and then, the rest is history. It was a good time. Got real fucked up. Well, not really. I don't think I did, because I woke up this morning and I felt okay. Like I felt like I had only slept for about 3 hours, but I wasn't hungover.
I was hungover. I also smoked 3 cigars.
Yeah, I only had 2. I remember last night at one point, Clovis was like, do I want another cigar? And he's like, that would be the 3rd one. And I go, are you ready to have emphysema tomorrow? Like you get that feeling where like your chest is like tight.
Yeah, I
You're
mean,
like,
it's just another fucking, it's just another post-party day.
yeah,
me.
yeah.
Just business as usual now.
Yep. But like I said, I think everything everything that was supposed to go smoothly went smoothly, right? The food, people showed up to cook everything. Everything was ready to go at 5:30. There were no issues. The Domino's guy showed up at 9:45 and was everyone's favorite fucking person. The poor son of a bitch walks down the driveway and someone just yells out, pizza! And like everyone went nuts. We brought it over under the tent. I think, so we got 12 pizzas. I think 8 of them were gone within about 25 minutes. Yeah. I would say within 25 minutes, 8 of them were gone. Because I think there were 4 pizza boxes left that had any pizza in them, but like none of them were full.
Yeah.
So like of the 12 pizzas, we probably consumed the equivalent of like 9, like maybe 9 or 10 pizzas in a very short amount of time.
Yeah. I don't even know if I had any.
Yeah, I think you had at least one slice of the pizza, the meat lovers.
Shit.
Because me, you
got blurry for me towards the end.
Yeah, me, you, Derek, Bill, and Clovis were on like the other side of the table, and we had the meat lovers pizzas like right in front of us. And then the other ones were on the other table that was on the other side of us.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It was pretty solid. It was a good time. It was solid wedding, right? Like I mean, I'm not just saying that because it was mine, but I actually had a really good time.
Well, it's funny because Michaela was asking me a bunch of questions today because obviously she had to bow out early.
Yeah.
But she keeps asking me like questions, and like and she was like, "Oh, how was the rest of the night?" I go, "Do you remember any night in Mansfield?"
Yeah,
because that's effectively what it was.
Yeah, it's just more people.
Yeah, just more people and tables. Like,
yeah, it's just more people and tables.
Yeah. I'm like, because that's what, like when we used to have like the big things at the house.
Yeah,
it's all it was.
Yeah, so everyone just comes, gets hammered, maybe eat some edibles, and then just hang out, sit by the fire. Yep. It's literally how we ended the night. Like everyone left, and it was me, you, Clovis, Bill, and Derek. We were just sitting by the fire, and then you guys left, and then it was me, Derek, and Mary sitting out there for a little bit, and then we were like, all right, it's time for bed.
Yep.
But it's funny how when you're not like I was gonna say when you're going all day, but I wasn't drinking all day, obviously, right? But like when you start like doing shit and like running to stores and everything, like time really doesn't fucking make sense. Like I remember, like I barely had my phone on me at all yesterday, but at one point I was telling someone that I had ordered pizza and I go, "Oh fuck, I need to go get my phone to make sure that like I have it if the pizza guy shows up and if he calls me or whatever." And I went and I grabbed my phone and I looked at it and it was like 7:45 and I go, Jesus fucking Christ, it's not even 8 o'clock. Like I still have 2 more hours before the pizza gets here. Like I was thinking like the guy could be here any minute. You know what I mean? Like, oh, he might be here in like the next half hour. Like I thought it was 9 o'clock
Well,
and it
then
was
once the sun goes
7:45.
down too, it's hard. Because then
Yeah.
it's like sun goes down, you've been drinking at this point, and it's like, geez, what the fuck time is it right now?
Yeah. Yeah. But like I said, it worked out. It was exactly what we wanted it to be. It was low key. Like the ceremony probably took what, 20 minutes?
Honestly, it probably took a little bit longer, which probably isn't a bad thing because a lot of people came a long way.
Yeah.
So it's like, I know I was joking because would you have an 8-minute ceremony
An
one
eight
day?
minute
Yeah.
ceremony. Yeah. A couple weeks ago.
So obviously I joked with you. I'm like, oh, you got something to beat. But
Yeah.
an 8-minute ceremony goes over a little bit better when you're at the venue.
Right.
And it's like 8-minute ceremony. Okay, cool. Cocktail hour. But it's
Right.
like, again, like a bunch of your family came from New Hampshire. It's like, sure, her family's kind of around there, but like,
Yeah.
no one really came from like close, like from like on your side.
Right.
So it's like an 8-minute ceremony would have been a little rough.
Yeah. I've been like, oh, sick. I just spent 2 hours in the car and now
Yeah.
I got to go 20 minutes to the house. So, yes, maybe it was a little bit longer. Maybe it was
It could
closer
have, but
to,
I'm not like, dude, it didn't drag. It was
yeah.
like, it was it was like play the hits. So it's like,
Right.
you know, Derek did his thing. There was no like unnecessary readings. There was no unnecessary fucking anything.
Yeah. Which he fucking crushed it. Which obviously, like we talked about this. I don't think we talked about this on air, but it's like one of those things. Like that's Derek, right? Like he'll be like, yeah, man, I have no fucking clue, like what to do, what to say, anything, and he can like put something together with like moments notice and absolutely fucking knock it out of the park. Like, do you think he's like a professional fucking speaker or whatever? And
Wenninger.
yeah, he didn't quite do that. Like he had it
No,
ready. He
he
had
had
it
everything
ready a
out.
couple days in advance, but it was still like he fucking crushed it. Like he knocked it out of the park. He did great. So here we are.
Yep. Back at
And
it.
then I don't know if you remember this,
Probably not.
but it was kind of towards like later in the night. And you and Vinny, you guys might have been smoking the third cigar. Or it might have been your third cigar. I don't know what Vinny was on, but and then Vinny did the classic. So now, granted, we're all pretty fucked up, right? Like I ate a couple edibles, and like I've obviously been
Yeah.
drinking, and you guys are all
So
hammered.
I was banged up, but I thought I remembered Vinny and Lisa leaving.
So Vinny does the classic where he turns to you and goes, "You're next," and I go, "You're next, asshole." And then like we just started going back and forth, like almost like a fucking like a bit from like Beavis and Butthead. Like, when you like they just do the stupid shit, but you know how we fuck around with each other and be like, oh, well, you can't do that. Or so we just kept being like, oh, you're next. And then I think I think it might have been you. You were like, oh, well, yeah, well, fuck you. You're next for kids or whatever. And I was like, yeah, I don't know, probably.
Oh, that's my hot prediction.
But it took a minute for Vinny to like pick up that we were like fucking around because he just kept saying it. He was like he was in the repeater mode.
Oh, we're doing a repeater.
But then I think after like 3 or 4 times of like us fucking around, I think he got that we were fucking around. But I was like, that's a classic move. Like that's like the fucking, oh, you find someone like, oh, you're next. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
everyone does that. Like all that stupid shit. It's like
when's yours? Oh,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Whoa, when are you doing this? Yeah. All right, pal. Fuck off.
yeah, great.
Well, because people were doing that to me at Chris's wedding. They were like,
See,
"Oh, you're next."
but it's even but that's even dumber
Because
because
I literally am
math
like
or
on the schedule. I'm next.
chronologically, yes,
Yes,
that's
yes.
correct. I know how to read a calendar too.
Right, right. It's July. My wedding is in September, so
Yeah,
correct.
so
I am next.
correct, and there's no one else in between.
Yeah,
So
I don't. We don't have any friends that are getting married in between. So, yes, like
yes,
you said,
correct.
chronologically, that is correct. I am
Yes,
next. Yeah,
that is factual.
but so many people at Chris's wedding were saying that to me, like, "Oh, you're next." Yep,
I'm aware.
yep. I can read. I can tell time. uh,
I hate that shit
people.
too.
And yeah, it just drives me nuts. But it's like it's one of those things that like people just feel compelled to say. You know what I mean? It's almost
Yeah,
like that. Like, oh, I gotta say it.
yeah, yeah. They just can't help themselves. Like the dad jokes and shit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I think the food was pretty good too, right? I didn't have much. I
Um,
I only had the ribs and the mac and cheese and the cornbread.
yeah.
I
So
think
I think I had a couple burgers. I had the ribs.
I
The
had a
burgers
couple
were
people say the burgers were really good.
Yeah, the burgers were pretty good. I don't know how or what they did, but they tasted like they had like smoke flavor to them.
Okay.
So I don't think it was like a smoked, like you can't really smoke a burger. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But it could be something like on their grills, like they use like hardwood
Okay.
or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was pretty
Yeah.
good. Burger was good. I didn't have a hot dog. Ribs were good, and I had cornbread. That's all I ate. I mean,
Yeah.
I went up like 3 times, but those were the
Derek
only.
was funny with the brownies. He said the
Did he keep
brownies
going?
were really fucking good. Yeah. He was like, dude, you gotta have a brownie. It's so fucking good.
Yeah, I think me and Derek both went up 3 times, but I know he kept fucking loitering around that table.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I literally think I was the last person to eat because I
Yeah.
by the time I went over, there was no chicken left.
Oh, I
I
didn't have
think
the
they
chicken either.
yeah, I never had the chicken. There were no burgers left. There were a few hot dogs. There was like half a tray of ribs, and then there was like, a bunch of cornbread and like
Yeah.
fucking pasta salad and all that shit that I don't eat anyway. But like the rib, like I said, the ribs were pretty good. But that's really all I had that was like, actual barbecue. Like like I said, I didn't have the chicken, I didn't have the burger,
Yeah, the chicken. So the chicken wasn't. Um, that was like more like a grilled chicken type thing.
Okay.
It wasn't really like quote unquote barbecuey.
Yeah.
I also didn't eat it, so I couldn't tell you if it was good, bad, or indifferent.
Right. Right. So here we are. I don't
Yeah,
think there wasn't anything
nothing really.
like wild. Like
No,
there was
nothing
nothing
happened.
crazy. Yeah.
But and
I'm
that's when
trying to
Nikos was like, I forget how he phrased it, but effectively like, who's the drunkest girl at the party?
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
like, dude, I go honestly, dude, like I didn't answer him. I'm thinking in my head though, I go, it was probably me, but not because I was like falling over and
Yeah.
puking on myself. It's just I consumed the most.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say it was probably a toss up between you and Vinny. Cause then right at the very end of the night, as you guys were leaving, Vinny walked over with two
Oh, he was still
seltzers.
there. Okay. I thought he.
So,
Oh, it was
this was
Jones and Brandy left.
yeah,
Okay.
Jones and Brandy left a little earlier. And then this was before you guys left, but it was as Vinny and Lisa and Finn were leaving. Vinny walks over because at that point we were all just sitting around the fire. And Vinny walks over with two seltzers and cracks one of them and just goes, and then like literally 90 seconds goes by. And then like Vinny like walks away and like comes back with like two Bud Lights. And then I think it was Derek. Derek was like, Vinny, didn't you just crack two seltzers like 2 minutes ago? And he just looks like with like Vinny when he gets that shit
Yeah.
eating grin on his face,
Yeah.
and he goes, "Yeah." And then he cracks the Bud Light and then just crushes a Bud Light. And then he has the last one. And that's like, as like Lisa was like, all right, we're actually leaving.
Yeah.
So it's like he probably finished it before he fucking even got to the driveway.
Yeah.
But it was just hilarious that everyone was like, did he really just drank 2 seltzers in about 2.5 minutes? And we're like, yeah, it's Vinny. He just deletes alcohol.
Or leaves it there.
Yeah,
One or the
or
other.
leaves it there. It's one or the other.
Yeah.
It's either
He
completely gone in a
cracks it and
minute.
forgets about it, or cracks it and it disappears quick.
Yeah. uh and then this morning, like everything, like the fucking tent company showed up. I didn't know when they were coming, but it was literally like Amy was like, "Ah, fuck, we have to go out and like stack the chairs." So I'm like, "Ah, shit." So literally, as we go outside, we might have folded up like 3 chairs, and we hear like the backup noise, and it's the fucking party truck backing down the driveway, and I'm like, "Oh wow, good timing by us, huh?" So we like finished like folding up the chairs and stacking them up, and then the people come and they took everything down, and it's like by this afternoon we went outside. I was standing in the backyard, and Amy was there, and she was like, it would look like you never would have known that 12 hours ago there was a fucking wedding here.
Yeah.
So no one died. No one got arrested.
No arrests, injuries, missing persons.
Yeah. So I think that's all I got on that.
Yeah, I mean, dude, like there's not
Yeah.
much. I mean, we got shit faced in the backyard.
Yeah.
Business as usual.
I think we decided that Dad's Giving is just going to be here.
Yeah.
You remember that part, right? I mean, that was relatively early.
Yeah, I mean, I probably wanted it to be that way.
Yeah, because
okay.
you turned to me and you go, I think I should make the executive decision to just say like Dad's Giving is just going to be here. And I was like, yeah, man, absolutely. Like, let's just do it.
It doesn't make sense. I think, you know what, like obviously I'd been drinking. That's probably my way of saying I'm inviting myself to your house to do Dad's Giving.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
It doesn't make any sense at my place.
Yeah, we have the space for it. We have obviously a fenced in yard, so like just let the fucking dogs run. Like it's fine.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense in my head. That's why it's like I'm like, did we have that conversation? Or did I just think that? It's like, nope, we actually had it. Okay, cool.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I don't know how many fucking beers I drank. How many Miller Lights did we start with? Was it just the 30 rack?
It was the 36.
It was 36.
And they were all gone.
They were gone early.
The only thing that's left is Bud Lights and the mango Spindrift seltzers, because those are the fucking worst. Shout out to Spindrift, but I mean, you pick a different fucking flavor, please. Mango sucks dick. So, yeah, that's literally all that's left. There's maybe like 40 roughly Bud Lights left, and like 8 to 10 mango Spindrift seltzers. Everything else was evaporated.
I'm thinking I drank 12 Miller Lights and then moved on to Bud Light after that.
Yeah.
Oof. Yeah. Explain why I feel the way, or why I felt the way I did. Well, the other thing, so I woke up. This is great. So, like I said, I browned out pretty fucking hard. Like I don't remember leaving, but I do remember struggling to fucking plug in my phone charger because I don't think I turned a light on. So I'm using my phone light, not the flashlight, the light of my phone.
Right. Like the front screen, yeah.
To get the block in the wall.
Yeah.
And so I wake up every day at 5:20. So at 5:20, I pop up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck. I feel like shit. What time? I go, it's warm in here and I feel like shit. What time is it? And I look, it's 5:25. I go, motherfucker. So I'm over there, and again, so lights are still off. So I'm like playing with the fucking AC. This is 5:30 in the morning, playing with the AC because it's not really blowing. So I'm like, what
Yeah.
the? So I then I'd sit there. I go, fuck, I left my shit at your house. I'm like as if it's like hard to go get. But
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, oh fuck, I left the bag and then my humidor. I go, wait, no, it's on this little bench thing over here. And then I saw it. I go, like, I'm like, geez, like I do not remember coming back here, but I remember struggling to get the phone charger in the wall, and I remember putting that stuff down. I'm like, you are
Yeah. Yeah.
fucking.
Yeah.
Well, then it was like my alarm was set for 7. At 7, I'm like, nope. So I set it for 8. It's like because I had to go get Leo and Hingham.
Oh yeah.
So it's like I'm like, why do I think I need to be up so early? But like I got up at 8. I was out of the hotel by 8:30. And then, drove to Hingham, picked him up, drove back home. Good.
Yeah.
And then it's like it hit me at like 10:30. I'm like, wow, I do not fucking feel good. I go, and football doesn't start for 2.5 hours. This is fucking bullshit.
Oh yeah, yeah. I did that too. It was like 11 o'clock, and I was like, "Fuck!"
When the
I was
fuck
like,
does
"Is it one
football fucking
o'clock yet?"
start?
Like, I just want to watch football. So, uh, on that note, should we just wrap this up?
Yeah, we can
That
wrap
time.
this up.
All
What
right.
what's my stupid thing? I got something here. In unrelated news, I've decided I, outside of today, am gonna start doing like a super high or not. I don't know. I don't know if you'd consider it super high, but like a very, very high protein intake, like 2.5 times my body weight in kilograms. And
Oh, it's bad for your kidneys.
yeah. So it started with I was doing CEUs and there was like a nutrition thing, and I didn't realize that like some of the research says like up to it's like anywhere from like 2.2 to 3.3 like works for an athletic population. I'm like, all right, well,
Mm-hmm.
I understand I'm not an athletic population, but some of my common complaints is I'm sore all the fucking time.
Yep.
I don't put on strength very well, even though I do like actually work out, which is fucking stupid. Um, like I tend to store body fat like right around like the waist, whatever, and it's like it's just like not because I'm not like I'm only like 167 pounds, 165 pounds, something like that, and like my waist measurement's like 34, so it's like it's not big, it's not whatever. I'm like I just don't like it just doesn't
Yeah.
jive, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, nights like yesterday, yeah, nights like last night don't really help the cause here, but
Yeah.
we'll see. I'm gonna give it like a month of like trying to be right around 2.5,
Yeah.
and see if I can stop being so fucking sore all the time, and if it helps with lifting at all. I don't know. Give it a
It
shot.
could. Yeah. I mean, the whole stupid what's it called? The RDA. Isn't that it? It's like between zero point 0.8 to 1.5 of your daily caloric intake is what is like they recommend for protein.
Yeah, grams of
But like
protein.
those numbers are like the bare minimum, right? Like
Yeah,
that's
and it's
not
just
like the
like it's just
recommendation
function.
for like performance, right? So
Yeah.
you actually because I think I have seen places that they say like for especially someone that's like an athletic population, you want to be more on that 2 to 2.5 range.
Yeah, and they're
So
saying even up to 3 has been shown to help, but anything beyond that just seems like too much, I think.
yeah, yeah,
I forget how they measure that or calculate that, whatever.
yeah. You just get diminishing returns.
Yeah, because it's like again, I forget. I forget what their metric was, but like at some point, it's like there's just no more that this can do for you.
Yeah,
Because you basically just piss it all out anyway.
right.
So I don't know. I'm gonna give it a shot and see if like maybe not being sore as hell all the time. That's like that's like honestly that's like the very big one for me is
Hmm.
like I don't work out that hard and I get fucking crushed by it. So it's like
Yeah.
something ain't right here.
Dude, you
And
should
it's
go
like,
get TRT. You should start juicing.
well, I was gonna say it's like I'm not going to a doctor to get testosterone. So because like again, it's like it's not gonna
I can
work
call a
out.
chemist. I don't have the chemist number anymore.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's like like even that though. It's like if I go to a doctor, like I went to the eye doctor and it's like, what do you want? Well, like, why are you here? I go, I can't see the golf ball. They're like, oh, well, there's other things too. I go, I don't care. I go, I
Yeah,
just
it
want to
doesn't
see the golf
matter.
ball. I can't really like go find like a doctor and be like, the only thing I'm interested in is you testing my testosterone. And they're gonna
Yeah.
be like, what? And I'm like, that's the only thing I care about. And it's like, you're an idiot. Get away from me.
Yeah, because any general doctor is going to be like, "Oh, you're young. It doesn't matter." And it's like,
Yeah.
that's not the fucking point.
Just fucking
Because you
test
can
it.
go in, because you can go in and get it tested, and it might be like 450. But
Yeah.
like the doctors are going to tell you, like, "Oh, it's within the normal
Yeah, it's
range.
in
You're
the normal
fine."
range, but
It's like, yeah, but that's not normal for a 32-year-old.
right.
Like it's normal for a 75-year-old to have your testosterone at 450. You know what I mean? Like people are, it's just dumb.
Dumb. But give this a shot for a month or so. But like so luckily because of the way I eat, I actually don't have to change much. I got some chicken breasts instead of chicken thighs, which I mean they just are just chicken breasts is just fucking tragic. But
Yeah.
um I figure so like I've been like cutting it up first, seasoning it, then throwing it in a bag. Like because I used to do chicken breast and like I cut it after once it cooked, and I'm like, because it
Yeah.
was just like an easier like cleanup, and I'm like, I'm fucking sick of this. Fuck that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like prepping it that way seems to be all right. Um, and then I eat normally, so I just gotta have two whey protein shakes or ready to drink thing a day. And other than that, I'm on like it's normal eating for me.
Yeah. Yeah. That's not bad.
No.
So are you also increasing your caloric intake?
No, no, that was the key is
Yeah.
I wanted to stay at my calories, but
Right.
get the protein up.
So are you
So
removing both fat and protein equally, or kind of like how you?
no, so what like the where I had the room to do this was usually I'll snack on like pita chips and hummus and shit. So it's like
Okay. Right.
if I don't eat that and I have the two protein shakes, it washes itself out. So the
Okay.
calories are the same, but the
The
ratio changes.
macro breakdown is different. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. It was like it was super easy for me to do that. And Costco has the big bags. It's like 80 servings for like $50. So it's like
Yeah.
not that expensive.
Right. Right. Oh, dude, you got to get whey isolate because it's a yeah.
I mean, it's
No.
the
No.
100%. It's Optimum Nutrition, 100% whey.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Which
the
I
normal
mean,
one. That's
back
like,
in when we were in college, that was the gold standard. Like that
yeah,
was like the best one you could
I
get.
think it still is. It's
Yeah.
if it was
But
the gold,
it's
if it was
like
the gold standard back then, it cannot for what I'm looking for. If it was the gold standard then, there's nothing that can be better than it now. It's not
right.
possible because
Right.
all it is 100% whey isolate.
Right. Right. Yeah, no, I was just joking because there's people that are like, oh no, you have to go with the isolate or the full all this like for the complete and easy, and it's like no, just
No,
stop, dude. It doesn't matter. Most of it's just a fucking waste anyway because it's not real food. Like you know what I mean? Like you
yeah,
can consume like if you consume 200 grams of fucking protein from a shake, you might only get 37 grams out of it, or you can eat 50 grams of protein in a meal and you still might only get 37 grams. You
yeah.
know
I
what I
mean,
mean? Like
that's the thing is
you're only your body's only able to absorb what it can absorb.
yeah, and you can only control the intake. You can't control what
Right.
happens in there. It's too
Right.
fucking hard.
Yeah. They're like, oh yeah, but this
No,
one saturates your muscle. And it's like,
no,
no, it doesn't.
no.
You got by fucking marketing
Yeah,
departments.
GNC.
Yeah. Well,
Which I
this
still can't
one's
believe people still shop at that place.
yeah, that blows my mind.
Like I have some of the kids at the gym. I'm like, where'd you go? They were like, oh, GNC. I go, what? What the fuck? Why?
Yeah.
And they're like, what do you mean? I go, why wouldn't you just order online or go to Cape Cod Nutrition? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. People are dumb. That and
Very
like
dumb.
Vitamin Shop. GNC, Vitamin Shop. Those places are fucking dumb. They're all, first of all, they're
So
ridiculously
expensive.
overpriced.
That's the thing, is they're so fucking expensive. And then it's like, I told a kid, because he wanted creatine. I go, so here's the deal. I go, if you want to know whether you should have creatine or not, go to examine.com and type in creatine, and then you make the decision. I'm not making it for you. Generally, it's fine, like, and safe and fine and whatever. But I go, you get creatine monohydrate. That's it. They're like, okay. They go to GNC and they end up with fucking God knows what.
Yeah.
And it's like, what does the beta alanine make you itchy?
Yeah, that and niacin.
Or does niacin turn you red? One of them turns you red.
Not it's flush. You get the niacin flush.
Okay. So I think it's got beta alanine in it. Cause he's like, oh, he goes, no, I feel fine. It just makes me itchy. I'm like, that's because you didn't get fucking creatine monohydrate like I fucking told you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because GNC has this product. It's like fucking, it's like super dump back in the day.
Yeah. Well, no, that's what they do is they get a higher commission if they sell GNC branded products. So if you go in and you're like, oh, I want, Optimum Nutrition whey, they'll be like, all right, that's okay, but you can get like the GNC brand that has like this, and this in it. And it's better for this, and it does this better and all that. And people that are idiots are like, oh yeah, sure, I'll take it. And it's like $7 more. And it's like, they're like, oh, it must be more expensive because it's better. It's like, well, yeah, sure. While you're at it, I'll take your money, please.
Yep. It's cheaper on fucking Amazon. You like the same products.
Yeah.
Not GNC brand, but
yeah. All right. So for my final thought, I am fucking blown away. Because in the last week, I had two separate, I wouldn't call them conversations because they weren't, but two instances where I ran into people that were talking about still getting a booster shot for COVID.
Yeah, that's one of those. Like, we're still doing that.
So there was a woman at work, not that I work with, but she works for the client that I'm working for. And I needed to set up a meeting with her. And this was, I forget what day it was, but I was like, I'm free, like between, whatever I said, like 10 and 2 tomorrow. And she goes, well, I can't do tomorrow because I'm going to get my booster shot at noon. And I go, okay. So are you free the next day? Like I was zero interest in talking about a fucking booster shot. And then when did I play at Chimawa? That was Thursday night. So this past Thursday night, I'm at the golf course, right? I'm going in the clubhouse to pay, and there's these like older women, probably in their 50s, 60s, that are waiting. They're on the putting green, just talking. And I walk by them, and one of the women is like, "Oh yeah, no, I just went to get my booster today." And the other woman is, "Oh my god, I can't believe you're here." And the woman, the woman who got the shot was like, "Yeah, well, I figured like, if I'm going to start to feel bad, like it won't be till tonight, and then I'd rather feel bad on a Friday and let it ruin my weekend." And all this stuff. And I'm like, this is just as I'm walking by, like into the clubhouse. So I didn't catch really much more than that. But I was like, are we seriously still fucking doing this?
Yep.
That like it's two instances, right, that I ran into just in the last week. And I'm like, wow. But what was funny about that is they're both people in that situation were like older white women.
I mean, to be fair, the older people are the ones that really actually should be considering this. Whatever.
Yeah, but they weren't like old. You know what I mean? Like 50s, 60s. Like that's not old. Like you're not at high risk. Like you're fucking 62 years old. You know what I mean? Like you're not at high risk. It's not like you're 80.
Well, it's going to be coming because this is when people start getting their flu shots and shit like that anyway. So
yeah. But yeah, like I said, I was just blown away. I was like, wow, okay, I guess this is still a thing, huh? This is what we're doing.
Yep. Just wait till winter.
Yeah. I know this is going to be interesting because it's going to be the first winter where everyone, I think, collectively is just kind of over it. So it'll be interesting to see like how much we dip our toes back into that world. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't
Like I
know.
think we're too far gone to actually like close anything down again. Like I think that's like basically out of the question at this point. But I'm interested to see, right? Because like I said, it's the first winter where we're like over it. And it's I don't know. We'll see what it's like, I guess.
Probably never gonna really get over it because people will start doing the same shit like before the holidays, like
Yeah. Oh, I
or
got a
like
quarantine.
or if they have a trip, it's like, well, we're having people over the house, so I'm gonna take the week to like not go
Yeah.
anywhere. It's like, oh
Yeah.
my god,
Yeah. Cool. All right. Awesome. Forgot you've never been sick before.
yeah.
And then because then there was another person at work with the client that like randomly just started like wearing a mask all last week. And she was like, "Oh, I'm really sorry about this." And I go like, first of all, I didn't say this, but I'm like, why the fuck are you apologizing for like putting a mask on? Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, you look dumb, but like, whatever. And she's just like, yeah, there's a lot of people around here that have been testing positive, and I have a wedding to go to in a couple weeks, so I don't want to get it, and then if I do get it, I don't want to spread it at the wedding. And I go, okay, like none of this was prompted. Like I didn't ask. You literally just upfront apologized to me for wearing a mask and then explained to me why you were doing it. And I truthfully don't really give a fuck. But okay, thanks. So that's that. Actually, what I just remembered, just a quick shout out to Nick, friend of the show. He was a fucking blast at the wedding yesterday. That was a great time. I forgot how much fun he was. He was running around fucking spilling beer on himself, like fucking stone colding beers. And he had someone brought like those like flowery like boa things, and we found like a red and a yellow one, and I
Hulk
gave it
Hogan.
to him, and I go, you have to put the Hulk Hogan theme song on and do it. And he puts it on, and he starts like climbing on the fucking railing, and everyone's like, dude, get down, like you're gonna fall and fucking break your neck. But then like that, it was just a lot of fun. So shout out to Nick for being the DJ and setting everything up and being a good time. So on that note, that is going to do it for us. So make sure you give us a thumbs up if you're on YouTube, comment, like, subscribe, rate, review, all that. Tell everybody you know about the show. If you're an audio only guy, again, subscribe over there. Give us 5 stars if you're on Apple or Spotify. You can get us on Instagram at Sarcasm Speaks Pod. We're on Twitter at Sarcasm_speaks. The Facebook page is Sarcasm Speaks. You can go to mybookie.com and use the promo code SarcasmPod when you sign up to double your first deposit up to $1,000. You can use that same promo code SarcasmPod at grillyourassoff.com to get 10% off your order every single time you check out over there. I think that's it. Oh, it's still not too late. Obviously, if you guys want to join the weekly Sarcasm Speaks Pick'em pool through it's NFL picks against the spread, $6 a week. Feel free to join in. And if you're a listener right now and you're in it, spread the word. Tell anybody that is interested. We've had some other people join already just this last week. So again, the more people that do it, just the bigger the pool gets. So if you know anyone that wants in, just give them the link. If I would imagine you have it because you're in it. So give them the link and just let them sign up. It doesn't need to be people that we know. So until next time. Bye.